Jesus was placed before the governor, who questioned him, saying, "Are you king of the Jews?" Jesus said, "If you say so." But when the accusations, they rained down hot and heavy from the high priests and the religious leaders, Jesus said nothing. And Pilate asked him, he said, "Do you not hear that long list of accusations? Aren't you going to say something?" Jesus kept silence. Not a word came from his mouth. And the governor, he was impressed. He was really impressed. Now, it was an old custom during the feast for the governor to pardon a single prisoner named by the crowd. And at that time, the infamous Barabbas was also in prison. So with the crowd before him, Pilate said, "Which prisoner do you want me to pardon? Barabbas or Jesus, the so-called Christ?" Because he knew it was through sheer spite that they had turned Jesus over to him. Now, while the court was still in session, Pilate's wife sent him a message saying, "Don't get mixed up with that innocent and noble man, for I've just been through a very long and troubled night because of a dream I had about him." But meanwhile, the high priests and the religious leaders had talked to the crowd, and they'd made them ask for the pardon of Barabbas and the execution of Jesus. So when the governor asked, "Which of the two do you want me to pardon?" they said, "Barabbas." "Well, then what do I do with the so-called Jesus Christ?" "Nail him to a cross! Nail him to a cross!" That's what the crowd shouted. And when Pilate objected, saying, "But for what crime?" they yelled all the louder, "Nail him to a cross!" And when Pilate saw that he was getting nowhere and that a riot was imminent, he took a basin of water and he washed his hands in full sight of the crowd. And he said, "I am washing my hands of all responsibility for this. From now on, it's in your hands. You're the judge. You're the jury." And the crowd answered, "Yes, yes, yes, we'll take the blame." So Pilate released Barabbas. And he had Jesus whipped. And then he handed Jesus over to be crucified.